Well, welcome to the Stone Roadie podcast. It's the one you don't want to miss. It stars Craig Reed, the Stone Roadie, and Griff, the rocket scientist. Let's not forget Kathy Godsey and all the old friends that come along. Lord, we'll be talking Skynyrd and leaving you with a song. Yeah, Craig likes to talk about fat folks and cigarette smokers too. So if you're fat and like to smoke, he might poke a little fun at you. Yeah, Craig likes to tell it like it is instead of something that you want to know. If the feelings get hurt real easy, you better not watch the show. If the feelings get hurt real easy, you better not watch the show.
Rise and shine, everybody. It's time to wake and bake with Craig Reed and Griff Martin.
The Stoned Roadie Show, podcast 246. Wake and Bake the Morning Buzz 121. Action. Well, good morning, fellow slaves and earthlings. Looky here, looky here. It's Wednesday, November the 13th, 2024. My name's Craig Reed, a.k.a. the Stoned Roadie. And with me, as always, as usual, my co-host and co-pilot and the rocket scientist, Griff Martin. So what do we got going on here this Wednesday morning there, Griff?
The reason that you heard the If Your Feelings Get Hurt Real Easy song in the intro is because every now and then, Craig or me or somebody gets their feelings hurt. But this time it was Jerry Dotson in the comments. And I called Craig, and, there's a certain window of time before the podcast when you call Craig. If he's in the tub, he gets hacked off, man. And I call him, and I go, hey, Craig, man, this Jerry Dotson, the guy in the comments, is pissed off. And he said, why? And I said, I started reading, and I said, still ain't mailed out that shit. And he goes, fuck that guy. I'm in the bathtub. And Jerry says, still ain't mailed that shit out. SMDH. And I'm a rocket scientist, and I don't even know what the hell that means. Says, lost a lot.
Mad as hell, ain't that what they put me?
I don't know. SMDH lost a lot of respect for you over that. Don't like liars.
Yeah, he's right. I did lie. I said I'd send that stuff.
And it's a damn copy of the photo. How much do you expect for people to pay? So I think he was like one of our first winners of the prizes, wasn't he? Or like the first winner or something. So
I think so. Yeah.
What's wrong, Jerry? Man, you can't wait a year for your shit.
He complained about 2 months ago, and I think he's like the first winner, number 76 or something like that. I don't know. But I said I'd send his stuff out first, and yeah, I still will, Jerry. Yeah, you're right. I am a liar. Yeah. No, I am. I got brain damage, man. I mean,
here's the thing, man. People want to know all about Lynyrd Skynyrd. They want to know what it was like to hang out with the guys in the band and such great stories and shit, and so you get to hang out with a guy who is as close as you can get to Lynyrd Skynyrd, Craig Reed. He wasn't playing the instruments, but he was pretty much there the whole time. And if you want to know what it was like to be around those guys, meet Craig, because that's about what it's like.
That's pretty much the truth. Yeah. I was just telling Griff, that me and Gary and Alan and Billy and Artimus and Steve, we kind of hung around a lot together because we were talking about Gene, trying to keep the band straight and stuff. I said, well, Gene covered the perimeter, but me and Dean kept the inside covered up pretty good. He said, Gene didn't hang around too much when me and Gary and Billy and Steve and Artemis and the pot smokers would get together. We'd all get together. Gene didn't hang around because he'd get a contact high, so he was never around during that. So Gene wasn't always around.
Gene was kind of like a tattletale.
He tried to clean things up, but
yeah,
I guess he did a little bit in his own mind. Maybe.
He had a bad role, man. He was brought in to be a tattletale, and Gene would be a good one too, because I'm telling you, man, Gene he keeps his eye on shit, man. He's always
Ronnie told me the same thing that he told Gene. He goes, "Hey, Craig, we're out here as a team." He said, if there's something that me, and you know what's right and wrong, and you know how things should be, and you see something that's not right, man, you come and tell me. It's for all of our own benefits that I know everything that's going on.
That's pretty smart of Ronnie for a young guy. I mean, that was
no, he did. He told me that. He goes, Craig,
Yeah.
man, if you see anything that's going on, you tell me, man. You let me know whatever's happening, because I need to know this kind of stuff. And Gary was the same way. I was the kind of snitch around Gary too. And anything that I saw that was, because Gary was in, when you're in that position, you need to know those things. I know that, you don't need things hidden from you that are going on.
Yeah, so you're kind of like that, like where everybody works, there's a company tattletale.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I
brown
admit
noser.
it. Yeah,
Yeah, you were the brown noser in the band.
If I see something,
Don't say anything in front of Craig. He'll tell Ronnie.
Yeah. If there was something going on that Ronnie needed to know, I made sure Ronnie knew. Gary too, And
Well, that's being loyal. But yeah, so I mean, you guys, I mean, you weren't perfect. You all had your good qualities and your bad qualities, and Craig, he just happens to be a liar.
I'm a liar. Yeah. It's hard. I've been retired for freaking 18 years, and I took on this podcast thing, and just doing that is okay, but then we took on giving this stuff away, and then it gave me responsibility, and I don't work well with responsibility, as you can see, but hey, the people are getting their money. You guys are sending in these donations, and you can see that the people are getting the money, so I'm not, so yeah, I'm slack about getting the gifts and all that, putting all.
Well, you were going to put
documents.
something extra in everybody's.
Well, yeah, and I got
for-
this. What you sent me a bunch of these. Everybody's gonna get one of them wooden nickels. The Stone Roadie show wooden coins, and it's got a characterization of me and Griff on there, And
But you said you got all kinds of stuff that's going in the
this
package.
is just one thing. Yeah, I got everybody's gonna get the Craig Reed on heroin picture, or the Stone Roadie on heroin, and there's all kind of
and the coin and
the airplane seating charts and
the sticker, right?
and the stickers, all that shit. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff.
Except Jerry's
gonna
not
get,
going to get that. Jerry's
and
not gonna
I'm
get
making
that extra
and I'm
stuff.
making documents of authenticity with everybody's name that won, and you won this on the Stone Roadie show, and you get a document about to hang on your wall with my as good as I can write its signature on there. With the coins, and yeah, you get a nice little package. You'll like it when you finally get it, but
Yeah.
but I'm kind of a perfectionist, and it takes me a while to get it all together, but I'll finally do it.
Yeah, and when you do get it, it'll be a nice little
Yeah,
thing,
it'll be a
It's
nice
just,
thing. I don't want to just. I could just stick it all. I could just stick it all together and throw it together and send it out there, and but it's not the way I roll.
yeah, every time when he sends me a package, it's really nicely put together and everything's organized in there. And now he never said when he was going to send it, so you can't
I
really say
did.
he's a
No, I did.
liar. Did you?
I have said a couple of times that I was going to send
Did
this
you?
stuff out, and I've been delinquent in my duties, but y'all get it.
Yeah, you damn
It'll
liar.
happen. It'll happen. It'll happen before Christmas. Maybe it'll be your Christmas present. Yeah, we'll make it your Christmas present. That's only a month from now, so that's a gimme.
Hang in there, Jerry. It's gonna be all right,
Yeah,
man.
we'll
Don't,
make it your
I say, hey,
Christmas
I looked him
present.
up on Facebook just to see if how mad he was. He didn't unfriend either one of us yet, so he must not be that mad.
Oh, Jerry's all right. He's right. I am a liar. He's absolutely correct. No, he's got a right to have a you know.
Yeah, I'm sure, man. I'm sure that anybody that was a Lynyrd Skynyrd band member or that close to the band, they had some bad sides to him, man. And Craig, he's a liar.
Yeah, I
And,
got brain damage. I mean, God, give me a break.
another thing we didn't do is we didn't wish all the veterans, happy Veterans Day, and somebody mentioned that, and it's in the comments in here. Yeah, that was pretty lame, especially. I think what it was for me, I was so taken aback by Trump winning, and my patriotic meter was pegged out there for a few days. I was so happy on a high note with Trump winning that I forgot all about it being Veterans Day. I actually forgot all about it. And my family, all my relatives, were in on my dad's side, and my mom's side were veterans. The only reason I didn't go in the military was because there wasn't a war being fought. I don't want to just go play Army. I want to be in the action. If I'm going to be in, there's got to be a war before I'll join. And there wasn't a war going on. Vietnam had just started ending. I remember my brother saying, "If you don't go to college, you're going to get drafted." I never even had to register for the draft. Did you, Craig?
Oh yeah, yeah. I was in the first lottery. That they drew your name and whatever by your birth date, and I came up 354 my first lottery. So I didn't go, and then the year after that I was like 300 and real high 340s. I was always way up there, but for about 4 years or 3 or 4 years I was always up in the high twos or threes. So I lucked out. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I'd have wanted to gone to Vietnam. That
No, I
was
wasn't.
that
I
jungle
wasn't.
warfare. That's some nasty stuff. It's one thing being over in World War II. That was bad, but hiding around in all those jungles like that and those tunnel rats and things, that was a pretty vicious war. And then those guys didn't get any respect when they got back. But yeah, uh, that's a good thing that I mean, we're free. And it's a damn shame that there's some communists got in there for a little while and they weren't helping the vets out. And now Mr. T's in there, they're going to start helping the vets out. So, and Gene, he's one. He's a vet. I talked to him yesterday. He's just as big a nut as he always is. The guy is just a hilarious man. We were we were talking about that bark off of that tree, and I was saying that Craig remembers when you guys were on that bus on that first tour, and he goes, "Yeah," he said, "Every penny I made off that tour went towards that rental of that bus." He said, "I didn't make a damn dime." So yeah, Gene's always trying to make a buck, and he ends up going in the hole.
That was a cool little experience, though.
And did you know that today is your daughter-in-law's birthday? Are you going to call her?
Who?
Your daughter-in-law, your son's wife.
Today's Lisa's birthday?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, so you better get on the stick. Don't forget that, man.
Oh, I just talked to Chad last night and talked to Tanner last night. Yeah.
Well, they're not going to remind you. They don't want you to. They want you to look like an idiot.
Hell, I don't know when Lisa's birthday is. God.
Well, you do now. Happy birthday, Lisa. We love you, man.
What is
I tell you what, I'd love to have a wife like Lisa. She's a great girl, man. She's so cool, and she just kind of hangs back there. But you don't want to ruffle her feathers. You can tell.
November the 13th, huh? How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, she went back to work, I guess.
Did she?
Late, dude. Yeah, she still can't lift a lot of weight. Nothing over 10 pounds or something.
So happy birthday there, Lisa. I hope you're doing good. I just talked to Chad yesterday, so he's doing all right. And you got anything else to talk about there, Craig? You got any more donations that you want to mention?
No donations. No.
Didn't you say that you can't find the check for the?
Oh yeah, I tried to get a hold of Tom Garrett. Yeah, I thought that I got a check from him for that camera, and then I looked in my bag and I can't find it. So I looked for it for a couple days. So I wrote to him and asked him if he sent that check. Yeah.
And then Craig said, "Well, if he sent it and I lost it, I'll just tell him to stop payment." And I said, "Man, stop payment on a check's like $35-$40 now."
He couldn't have sent it. I'd have put it in my bag. I don't know what. I don't know. I just thought I remember getting it at the post office box. I just thought I remember. And I looked in my car. I couldn't find it. I don't know.
Was that around the time that you got that new order of mushrooms?
It's probably my fault. He probably sent it, and it's probably in my car or something, hidden somewhere.
Yeah. Remember that one time I sent you something and you couldn't find it, or no, you said I never got it, and I said I'm telling you, man, they said that you got it, and you moved your visor in your car and it fell in your lap.
Yeah. No, I went down in my car. I looked above the visors. I looked on the floor, and
well, I don't know, man.
Couldn't find it. Looked in the glove.
I don't know, Tom. It's it's gonna be one of those deals where
we'll work it out. I'll just
he'll make it
cancel
good.
the check. Whatever it costs to cancel a check, I'll just take it off the top. Whatever we got to do. I got brain damage. You just got to work with me. That's the first time that's happened.
The only thing Craig gets excited about is if you interrupt his bath. He don't like that shit, man.
Oh, I swear it's like when Batman. It's like when they're wanting Batman, they turn on that spotlight, and the light goes up, and Batman is supposed to see it, and he's got to go on and call. As soon as I get in that tub, the phone rings.
See, I figured that you hadn't got in the tub yet. That's the reason I said, I don't know why he would get in the tub this early. I figured he'd get in the tub later. So, I knew he was up because he gets up early for the podcast, but I didn't know he was in the tub. And then he was really, fuck that guy. We got some more.
A hot bath right before.
We got some more comments and questions to go over, so we'll just jump into those. If you ain't got anything else, Craig.
No, I just want to remember Peanut the squirrel, man. I still miss Peanut.
Yeah, that's sad, man. That's sad, man. That's
And the raccoon. I forget the raccoon's name. I don't want to leave him out.
yeah, and that squirrel was so cool, you know.
Old
He was
Peanut,
just
yeah.
yeah, and they took him and they killed him. Those
They cut his
bastards.
brain out. Was looking for rabies. They killed them.
They did?
Yeah, yeah. They cut his brain out to check for rabies.
Well, he bit one of them whenever they tried to grab him. He bit one of them, and that's why they did that because he bit one of them.
Oh God.
Yeah, so they were probably all liberals.
Them suckers have got some teeth on them.
Oh yeah, they will bite you. And they do carry rabies a lot of times too.
Oh yeah. Raccoons too. Yeah.
So, okay, well, let's go ahead and jump in here. Oh, Brian Gibbons, man, I see where he had a hernia surgery. I hope that turned out all right, man. I saw that on Facebook. I said a prayer for you, but you know, hernia surgery is not like something that you know is really a critical surgery. So I didn't say like a big prayer. I just said, Lord, don't let him get any contaminated blood.
Yeah, I had to have that done about 30 years ago. I had to have a piece of mesh put in.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I thought I had a hernia one time, but it was just a
Mine was just a
pulled
little one.
groin.
Mine was
Yeah.
just a real little one. But yeah.
Must have been from picking those drums up
I don't know.
or that piano, Billy's piano.
I didn't even know what it was. I went to the doctor and she said, "You got a hernia." So
Yeah, that was back in the day. That was kind of a hard surgery when they first started doing it.
yeah, yeah, because I got the knife. I got it when you could get the you had the choice
Arthroscopic?
between a knife and a laser, and I got the knife, and it just took a little bit longer to heal.
Yeah, I remember my brother had a hernia surgery too. Now that I think about that, yeah. When
I
we were
must have got
kids.
some good mesh though. I guess they had some bad mesh back in them days, but I haven't had any problem with mine.
Well, the mesh would have rejected you, not you reject the mesh. Okay, we'll jump into these questions here. Joe Schmo says, things are too quiet. Be prepared, folks. These Democrats aren't going to lay down easy. They're planning something big and bad. And I'm going to have to go along with that one because
Yeah, yeah.
what
I
would
agree.
happen if we went to like war, like it was officially announced that we are now in World War III, and then they say, well, we got to get Kamala, you know, we can't have Biden, and then they go, you know what? Now that Kamala's president, we're in war. We can't be transitioning to Donald Trump, you know, according to this to the Constitution, blah 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 blah. You think they might try to pull that one?
I heard they might pull something like make her president and then go into war. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're gonna do something. They are not just gonna give up. Those Rothschilds and you know
Yeah, they're not pissed off
they,
enough. I mean, you know,
they're not gonna give it up. Them six companies own the world. The all you know those. There's six companies that own everything you eat, all the pharmaceuticals. They own everything.
Yeah, and for
It's a
entertainment
big
purposes
spider web.
only.
And it all leads to the Vatican. I think the Vatican controls the world.
Yeah,
I mean, the Rothschilds own the Vatican.
kind of coincidental how that virus came out when it did, you know.
They said there's a lot of hidden history in the Vatican library.
Yeah, they said there was a bunch of gold under there.
Oh yeah, there's truckloads. I mean, many. There's tunnels of gold over there.
And then, of course,
So
if
they
you believe,
say. I don't know.
if you believe the World Trade Center fell the way it did, then you know, then you might as well go ahead and be a Democrat, because I'm telling you that was another thing that was kind of fishy.
Silver's supposed to be the most underrated metal. When gold and silver, when it finally takes off, silver is supposed to be the most underrated, because solar is actually really reliant on silver, and to make something for the panels, you have to take the silver and make it into a paste, and then to recycle that would be really expensive. So it's just not worth recycling the silver from the paste, and it would be ridiculous to do it with gold. So silver's like the only thing you can make solar panels out of it with. But it's too, when you use the silver, you can't recycle it at this point. It's too expensive because it's a paste. They have to make a paste out of it. I don't know what I'm talking about. I just know a little bit about it.
They had a lot of gold on the space shuttle, and the payload bay liner, and all the satellites have a lot of gold because it's so less corrosive and conductive, and that's why they use it so much. And there was a guy that was going around at work, and he was gathering around all these scraps of this stuff, and they caught him, and they're like, he had a bunch of gold that they were throwing away, and they were just throwing it out, and he was collecting it up, man. But they find out that you got stuff, they'll run your ass in jail if you're trying to make money off any of those. Anything from NASA, they keep track of that. If they hear you got it, they'll come get it from you. So.
Yeah, if you know what you're doing, you can recycle those circuit boards. All those circuit boards got gold in them. All boards,
And gold is gold. I mean, when you get it pure like that, and you melt it down. So, and see here, big cornbread. Yeah, Griff. You and Oliver Anthony. I was wondering why you mentioned that, and then I was looking at the podcast, and I seen when I was switching my background pictures, my profile picture came up of me and Oliver Anthony, and yeah, Oliver Anthony. They invited me to the Strawberry Festival, Oliver Anthony, and I got to see that concert.
And, he said he's going to take a break from music, and he's going to travel. That's what I read somewhere, that he was going to.
Yeah,
he was going to.
And Joey Davis is a guitar player who I'm friends with, and I talk to him every now and then. He gave me a bunch of these Joey Davis picks. If anybody wants one, I could send it to you. I've got like about 10 of them.
I want one.
You want a Joey Davis pick?
Heck yeah, I like Joey.
I'll send you one. I'll send you a Joey Davis pick.
Yeah, he's cool. I like Joey. He's cool.
He's a good guitar player, man. He's great.
Yeah, man.
He's a great musician.
He's a cool guy.
And what's so cool about him is he's just a normal guy. He don't go around act like some big shot. He'll call you on the phone. Hey man, what are you doing? I'm like, hey man, how you been? And where you at? Oh, I'm in Australia. He's living the life. I'm sure he's making some good money. Then we got Joseph Yima. Why did Ken Lyons leave 38 Special? I didn't even know he was in 38 Special.
I didn't either.
But then again, I'm not that smart when it comes to that kind of stuff. So, yeah, Joseph Yima. So I don't know, man. I could ask Joe Crimp. He'll tell me.
Ken Lyons. What? He was a bass player, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was a bass player.
He was never in 38 Special.
He wasn't? Okay. There you go. And there you have it.
And Larry Steele was like, he was 38's main roadie, but he was also like he was kind of like a bass player back in the early Skinner days.
Did he play with them some?
Uh, no. He was kind of around, when Leon and stuff. Uh, um, I don't know. I don't know that whole story, but
I imagine
Larry
he probably sat in with them and jammed with them. Everybody
yeah, I
jammed
don't
with
want to go
everybody.
above what I know, but he was around during that era, and he was a bass player.
Yeah.
But
Well,
he worked with
somebody get in there
38
and
for
fact
years.
check us. We don't mind getting
But
fact
Ken
checked.
Lyons, he was he wasn't he the didn't he play with Slowpoke and them guys?
He played with Running Easy.
Running Easy, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And
I only knew him from when they were out at the Hell House.
from what I understand, he was kind of a little bit irresponsible, and he went to play for another band. He got fired out of Slowpoke. I mean, Running Easy. He got fired out of Running Easy, and I think he got fired out of there, and then he went somewhere else and got fired out of there. Uh, yeah, so he
He
was a
was
little,
out there. I just remember a few times he was out there when Randall Hall was out there hanging. Him and Randall Hall and
yeah,
them guys were hanging around out there. It's the only time I ever really remember. It's the only
yeah, and
time
I don't know when he got
I hung
thrown down
around
the
him.
stairs. Maybe he's in Wikipedia. I don't know. To check him up. Susan McMaster wants to know, was Clear Light the company Ron Eckerman owned?
Yeah, yeah, it sure was. Yeah,
Yeah, and then
and I think they turned into Clear Channel.
yeah, but remember we were talking to Steve Lawler about that, and he said no.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah. Steve Lawler was a guest on. Anybody wants to go back and look at the Steve Lawler podcast? That was a good podcast with
Yeah,
Steve
Steve would
Lawler.
know all about that. Steve was deeply
Yeah,
involved with Fleetwood Mac and all that. Uh,
yeah. As a matter of fact, Steve, he's real close to
Peter
all these
Frampton.
famous people
He's
because
still
Craig and I were talking something about Peter Frampton, and when he was on there, and when we got done, he goes, "Hey, don't," he said, "cut that part out. I don't want Peter to call me and go, man, why'd you say that?" And I said, "But he ain't going, Peter Frampton ain't watching our podcast." And he goes, "I don't
I
care.
don't
Take it
remember
out
what the
anyway."
topic was, but yeah, he just didn't want to get into that point of view.
What it was when Lynyrd Skynyrd outplayed Peter
Oh
Frampton.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what it was. That's what it
Yeah.
was. Yeah, I showed, and I said the headline in the newspaper was Skinner shows Frampton the way. Why don't you show
Yeah,
me the
right.
way?
Yeah.
And the headline was Skinner showed Frampton the way. Yeah,
And
yeah.
and in 1988, Peter Frampton got in a really bad car accident in the Bahamas. He had a bad head injury. He almost lost his arm. He broke a bunch of bones and ribs and shit. And he ran into, I think it was a recording studio or a bar or something, a famous place. But I was watching an interview with Peter Frampton, and he was talking about, his highs and lows, and he was talking about when he got in the crash in Bahamas in the car crash. So yeah, old Peter, man, he'd been through some shit. Old Peter Frampton.
He was at quite a few events that Skinner had. One out there at Universal Studios with Peter Frampton was there, and Tom Kiefer and Brett Michaels and
Oh yeah, when was that?
out at the Universal Studios or Universal's amphitheater or whatever it was out there. Universal, the stage out there. Yeah, they had.
What year was that?
Good God, 88 maybe something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, he
something.
after the Frampton Comes Alive, he had a lot of trouble, doing anything to match that. That was kind of like his pinnacle. And then after that, you didn't see a whole lot. But the guy's a phenomenal album, though, man. It's got topped the sales in the United States of any other album at one time. I don't know what's doing it now, but at one time it did. So, and I tell you what, I saw Peter Frampton twice. I saw him at the Lakeland Civic Center, and I believe it was '77, and it was awesome, man. That's when he had that full head of hair, and back in the when he was doing Frampton Come Alive, and then I saw him in the King Center doing same stuff, all of the same music, and he was really good, man. It was way better that time, I think, because it was more of a like an up close and personal thing. I had great seats.
We did a show with Humble Pie in Paris.
Oh, really? Yeah.
But
that had to be cool.
Peter Frampton had gone. Peter Frampton left, and Humble Pie in my 71 or something like that. 2, I don't know. But yeah, it was just Humble Pie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it wasn't Peter Frampton wasn't with them then. Peter Frampton had left already. Just Steve Marriott and Humble Pie.
And he was telling the story about how he started on the talk box. I think the same guy that loaned Joe Walsh his talk box, loaned it to Peter Frampton, and when Peter
it's just
Frampton,
a driver, it's just a speaker driver with a hose on it.
And when Peter played that, he's like, man, he goes, I'm going to incorporate this into my act here, and him and Joe Walsh, they both
it just blows. That driver just blows stuff, and you just kind of operate.
What did you have to do with it? And it wasn't like Skynyrd ever had anything to do with it.
No, but I know about them.
Yeah, did you ever see one?
I've used them before.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah. It's just it's just that when you hit it, it blows into your mouth, and you just kind of wow, 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 wow.
It just amplifies through your mouth.
Yeah. It's kind of like a kazoo.
Sort of. Yeah, that's another thing they're getting, a kazoo.
Oh yeah. This is a wazoo. This one's got the speaker on it.
Yeah. Wesley Garrett. I wonder if that's Tom Garrett's wife.
I don't know.
Wesley Garrett.
There's a lady in the picture on his profile picture.
Know.
There's a lady.
Maybe is that Leslie or Wesley? I might have wrote that down wrong. I apologize for that. Good morning. I am a recovering addict. Yeah, this is a guy, and gained a lot of weight after getting clean. All jokes aside, Craig is motivating me to lose the weight, even though I'm not obese. But I still like to lose some. Thanks, Craig. Love the podcast. Now, there's a positive little thing right there. We appreciate that, man. We appreciate that. Craig, he gets giddy when he finds out somebody's losing weight because of something that he shamed him over.
There's a lot of people that I motivate to they say that when they open the refrigerator, they can hear me. They can hear my voice going, "You're not hungry. You're just stoned."
I actually have like a couple lady friends, like they're just friends, not girlfriends or anything, and I've known them for periods of time and stuff, and they say, I had to stop watching that podcast, and I go, why? He's getting angry and that fat shaming's out of control. Those women don't like when you call them fat, man. They do not like. A woman does not like to be called fat, even if she is fat. They don't like that, man. They do not like that.
No.
That's like if you ask them how old they are.
Oh, call them fat's worse.
Oh yeah, they can't deal with that.
No, no.
And and then they'll start picking on what's wrong with you. Um,
Well, I admit I got brain damage, but I can't help it,
yeah, you got that Tourette's. You got that Tourette's where you say whatever the hell you think.
I've
Big
been looking for some.
cornbread.
I've been looking for some Thorazine though.
Oh yeah, somebody was talking about that in here. When I get to that, we'll talk about that. Oh, Big Cornbread says I had. Oh, this is it. Big Cornbread. That's coincidental that you mentioned Thorazine, and that's what this one is about. Big Cornbread says I had that Thorazine. It will put you in the corner drooling. Yeah, man, I know. I saw that guy on Thorazine, and he was not the same person. These liberals need that Thorazine.
That's like getting a lobotomy, huh?
Yeah, there's this buddy of mine I used to work with, and his brother was in a mental institution on Thorazine, and they'd come pick him up, and they would take him for a ride, like go get a cheeseburger, right? And so he'd be sitting up in the front with his brother, and his wife would be in the back. And then the wife would say something, and he'd go, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, you got to chime in and put your 2 cents in, don't you?" And he goes, "I got to where I couldn't put my wife around my brother." He said, "My brother started just telling her off all the time. He never did that before." Yeah, that Thorazine, it'll make you loose lips, man.
Guy said he would park as far away from the store as he could, so his wife would be mad. So he said when she's mad, she goes in there, she gets what she wants and gets out of there. When she's in a good mood, when she goes in there, she fucks around for hours.
See?
You can get her pissed off before she goes in there. She gets what she needs, and we leave.
Yeah, sometimes that's how you gotta deal with your lady, man. You got to use this reverse psychology on your lady. Oh, Monty Fisher says the Ludes came in 300 milligram and 750 milligram. I did not know. I thought they were all the same milligram. No wonder I was getting a buzz on some. And that's why we were calling them. Man, those were pretty fresh. If they broke in half real easy, they were fresh.
I thought they were 500 and 750s. I don't know.
I don't know. He says if I remember correctly. And then he says, "Yeah, these lefties are eating each other. Yeah, they're eating each other alive, man. Those lefties are all pointing a finger at each other and blaming it on George Clooney, and yeah, they don't even know that their leaders are plotting a big revenge move. But I tell you what, if I never see that Pelosi ever again, it'll be too soon. She just makes me sick, man. I just can't stand her, that Pelosi. And, my last girlfriend that I had, I went over to her house, and she goes, "Can you believe somebody hit Nancy Pelosi's husband in the head with a hammer?" And I went, "Really? Good." I said, "Good." And she goes, "What?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "That son of a bitch deserved that, And she goes, "I can't believe you would say that about another human being getting hit in the head with a hammer." And I said, "Well, you don't know who that satanic asshole is." Yeah. And he had some kind of a gay dude over at the house or something, and the guy went ballistic. This is all for entertainment purposes and allegedly happened, but that's what they say. John says,
Man, they say that child trafficking is way worse than I ever.
Yeah.
speculated it being.
Oh, it is, man. Yeah.
They must be harvesting their their whatever their adrenochrome or whatever that
Yeah,
is.
the adrenochrome, that's what they're using them. Yeah.
And man, there's a lot. There's like 300,000 kids that came up here from South America or whatever. That came in through the board that are missing.
I know, and then nobody wants to talk about it, right?
They don't even know where they're at. And all this stuff down there in North Carolina, I don't know why we're not hearing about any of this devastation down there in North Carolina. It's crazy, the stuff.
Yeah, speaking of that, we got another hurricane brewing up down here, and they say it's probably going to hit Florida. I'm like, what? In November? There's another hurricane? I just went through that shit, man. I just put my generator away. And now I got to go get it out again and get it, regas it and all that. That's pissing me off. About had it with that hurricane crap. I hope it goes away. I don't want to deal with another one, man. Oh,
I had
John,
a power go off the other morning for not very long.
John says Thorazine is for people at circles of care that when you take that, you need to relax hard right now. Yeah, there was a Circles of Care right down the road from where I used to live in Rockledge, Florida, and they had like a group that would walk around the neighborhood out of that Circles of Care, and they were like a bunch of flacos, man. And there was one guy in there who he had like Tourette's, and he would say anything, you know. And so I had at the time, this girlfriend was living with me, and she was like, I think I was 43 and she was like 23 or something, you know. She was way younger than me. And the guy's walking by in the line, and he goes, older man, younger woman, older man, younger woman. And then the lady goes, shut up. So he was, he had that Tourette's, kind of like Craig. You know, he says whatever he thinks.
Well, Gary's got one of them clear light shirts on in that picture there.
Oh yeah, that's right. And now you said you have one on eBay right now, right?
Oh yeah. Matter of fact, I do this week. Yeah, I have one of those.
And is it the same year as that shirt?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Same shirt, it's an extra large. Yeah.
Damn. New old stock. Anybody bid it on it yet?
Yeah, it's up to, I don't know, $35 or something like that. I don't know.
Do they get a letter of authenticity with it?
I don't know what I'd authenticated for it. It was just, you know, I don't really do
Well, yeah, it came from the 70s.
Well.
Susan McMaster, the Amish love to eat a lot of cream and butter. They love their sweets too. And then down in here later on.
Yeah, that natural fat. Yeah, that natural cream and butter, man. That's good for you. It's, you know, it's totally opposite from what the food industry, where they came up with the vegetable oil and the canola oil and all that stuff was supposed to be all good for you. Turns out it's poison, you know.
Yeah, it's that seed oil.
I mean,
bad for
that
you.
was it's supposed to be healthy. I mean, read all that Wesson oil. It says healthy. You know, it's, man,
No.
it's
say it's
unbelievable
rancid.
what they've been doing to people for all these years. It's crazy.
Tom Garrett says he knows all about the 714 Ludes. They didn't last long, but they were great. I was arrested for a DWI, but didn't blow any alcohol. They didn't know it was 3 Ludes. I gave $100 for 100 Ludes, and my buds all loved it. And it was in a bottle just like yours, Craig.
Oh, really? Oh, cool.
Yeah, so $1 a lude. That's not bad.
Yeah, they weren't much. Yeah.
And Donald Johnson and Laura Johnson. That's who I was thinking might be husband and wife. Donald Johnson and Laura Johnson. Maybe not, but they both said the same thing. They would like to. They sure would like to have a Stone Roadie show shirt. And then Larry Tate says he would make the shirts for the Stone Roadie show, handle the money and everything. He said, I've already made Wake and Bake shirts and Stone Roadie shirts. And yeah, he has. So,
Oh, cool.
so he said he'll make the shirts and take care of everything.
Oh,
You know,
cool.
old
Yeah.
Larry, he's our disciple.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there you go, man. Sometimes you ask and you receive. So
That'd be great. Yeah.
we'll get with
Super.
Larry, and we'll see, you know, how he wants to work that, and you know, it'll help the survivors out.
Oh, wow. Cool, man. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to deal with nothing,
I don't
Craig.
have to deal with nothing. I like
Yeah.
that. No responsibility is just my style.
Yeah, you know, Larry, he's always doing cool shit, man.
Oh, yeah. That's great, man. Thank you.
Yeah, he's always wasn't for him. We've gotten a lot of stuff from Larry.
We sure have.
Carol the Cake Girl. I never seen any grossly overweight Amish. They eat homemade and don't eat preservatives. They work hard and ride bikes. Some have generators. Not all of them are as strict as some of them are. So yeah, some of them. I saw a guy, an Amish kid. He was like about 16, and he had like a battery, like a car battery in the back, wired up to some huge speakers in his damn buggy, and he was blaring out some rap. He was an Amish boy, and he had a huge speaker in his cart.
I think a lot of them use tractors because, you know, that's kind of like the most efficient way to do that kind of farming, you know, is with a tractor, you know.
Well, they like to keep it simple, you know.
Yeah, but, you know, it's kind of, you know, tractors are pretty efficient.
Yeah, the aren't supposed to have lights and things. The are supposed to use candles.
Oh, yeah.
David Hester says those mushrooms might do you some good, Craig. They say they are good for your brain and mental health.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Well, take a couple
Yeah.
tonight and see if you can't remember where that tackle box is. Joe Mueller says his relatives say Trump's red hat is the mark of the beast. LOL. Yeah, Trump, he's the Antichrist. And there's a lot of people think, yeah, he got shot in the head and he's the Antichrist.
Yeah.
But that's how it's supposed to work. You know, the Antichrist is supposed to come in and everybody goes, man, this guy is amazing. You know, look what all he's doing. And then he turns around and stabs us all in the back. So Trump's looking pretty good. I don't know, man. He could be the Antichrist. You know, I mean, but I sure am enjoying the way he's running these freaking liberals out of town. I'm enjoying that. That's for sure. Brian Matterson, maybe it's Masterson. When did Gary start making the bird noises on Freebird?
Oh, the whole time I was ever with them, they did, you know.
Is that what the little ground wire was for, the Freebird part? The free little making a bird noise, or just a slide?
He turns that thing on its, it goes between the two G strings, you know. Do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
he was
that's why
probably.
he lifts that. That's why he uses that wire and lifts them up. So when he goes in between them,
Not hitting the frets.
Yeah, it's not hitting the fretboard.
Yeah, he damn sure came up with a cool lick on that. That was pretty cool. Sounded just like birds.
Yeah,
Steve
yeah.
Jones.
Gary's got his own style, man.
Yeah, he's got his own style. He's
And it's
Steve
amazing.
Jones
Him and
says,
Alan are so much different, and they learned off each other. It's kind of really weird. They don't play anything alike.
yeah, it
Nothing.
is kind of weird. They
I mean,
definitely
they
both
play
have
nothing alike.
no,
Nothing. You know,
which
and
makes
they
which
kind of
makes them
learned
so
off each
good.
other, and they play nothing alike. And it's kind of wild.
Probably what they did a lot was they, like Gary might have told Alan, "Hey, it might sound better if you do this," and then Alan did it, and it doesn't sound anything like what Gary did, but the way Gary would do it. But
They
yeah,
played
they were
nothing.
definitely
Yeah,
they definitely worked well together,
yeah.
all of them. And then, of
It
course,
seemed to me like Ronnie used would like to work with Alan more than Gary. I don't. That's just my opinion. As far as he liked Alan's melodies better than Gary's, I think.
yeah, he was always saying how great Alan was. Told Ed King, "You wouldn't make a pimple on Alan Collins' ass."
He liked the way Alan's, is whatever it
He
is.
never really jumped Alan's shit either, did he?
No, no, he never fucked with Alan.
Yeah, I guess he was afraid Alan was going to haul ass if he did.
Never messed with Alan. Mm-mm.
But he messed with Gary, huh?
Oh yeah, but he
He
never
was
messed
always
with Alan. I
punching
never seen
Gary
him mess
out.
with Alan. Uh-uh.
Yeah. Well, Alan was kind of like, the kid that got in trouble and he couldn't help it.
Yeah.
He probably laughing at him, I mean, those guys were just
Alan was
nuts.
out of control. He always
Yeah.
was. He was always over the top, boy. He
God
was.
Almighty. To never meet anybody, but as many people as I've interviewed and been around, that knew Alan. I mean, I've been around so many people that knew Alan. It's like I know the guy, man. I mean, that guy, everybody comes up to the same conclusion with Alan. He was just out of control. And all of them say the same thing. If you rode in the car with him, you got your gas pedal stomped with his foot. Yeah. That's what I say. If anybody rode in the car with Alan, they should get like some kind of I lived through riding in the car with Alan Collins' shirt or something. They need something because if you rode in the car, like Joe Crimp said, he got in the car with Alan one time, and Alan, let's go to the liquor store. And he was doing 90 miles an hour through town, and Joe was going, I'm going to die. I'm getting ready to die right now. I'm getting ready to die.
Oh, that's the way it was. Yeah, yeah, it
Yeah.
was crazy.
You knew any minute that you were going to die in that car with him.
Yeah,
And I've
yeah.
been with guys that were like that before, that you were scared shitless the way they were driving, just missing stuff. And
Alan was crazy. Yeah.
yeah, that's how people get killed, getting in a car with crazy people. And Steve Jones, Griff, you missed the comment. Ed didn't get Ronnie the shirt. It was Sharon Lawrence said she did. Yeah, I don't know how.
Oh, see there,
Yeah, I don't
Sharon
know how I
Lawrence.
missed that. I didn't even see her name in there. Yeah, sorry about that,
Sharon
Steve.
Lawrence. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So that's where he got the shirt from. Good
Sharon
job.
Lawrence was the pub for people that don't know. She was the publicist. She's the one that gave the Skinner people the brand of being rough and bikers and
Yeah, gave him
that
that.
southern that image. She's the one that come up with all that.
And so you got to see her do that, right? Did you
Oh
notice
yeah,
that?
yeah. She has a book. So you want to be a rock and roll star? I have one. And I'm in it. It's more about
Is she
Elton
still
John.
alive? She's still
No,
around?
no,
No, what happened to her?
she passed away. She was a pretty heavy woman.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was a big woman.
Was she big back then?
Yeah, yeah.
Did you ever talk to her or say anything to her about it, or?
No, no, no.
You weren't like that back then, huh?
Sharon was really nice. She was a really nice lady.
Was she the lady? She lived in California, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's the one who made
she,
Ronnie a birthday cake.
Mm-hmm. She did stuff for Jimi Hendrix. She was good friends with Jimi Hendrix and kind of did his little image thing, and then she worked with Elton John. Did his
Oh,
image
no
thing.
kidding.
Yeah.
So she was an image
Yeah,
creator.
she was that was her gig. Yeah, she was a publicist.
Huh. Cool. So I guess you just go around and start spreading rumors and
Yeah,
next thing
yeah.
you know.
She's the one that gave the image to the band, of the Southern band, and the whiskey drinkers and Hellraisers and the biker kind of the image. You know,
The fighting.
None of them rode motorcycles.
I didn't think
Artimus.
they liked the fact that everybody thought they were fighting, because they used to interview Ronnie and he
Well,
didn't
they
like
used to
it.
fight a lot, that's for sure. But,
Yeah, they
you know,
did. Yeah.
I mean, perhaps their image wasn't too far off the way she portrayed it. You know?
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Or maybe they tried to live up to their image. I don't know which one was which. You know,
all she did was tell
one
the
of
truth.
them happened. Their image caught up with them. Whatever happened.
Yeah.
It turned out to be the correct image.
I don't think they were living up to her. I think they were already like that. So that's-
Well, somehow she was supposed to publicize all that, and it worked out pretty well.
Yeah.
The only thing that was that they were more like bikers, and they weren't bikers. So.
No. Well, there was just that one time when Alan got that motorcycle.
That type of whatever.
Alan got that. What was it? A Kawasaki?
Yeah, a Kawasaki 500. That thing was crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gary had that Honda 400. That was a cool little bike. But Alan had to get one bigger. So he got a Kawasaki 3-cylinder 500. That bitch is a widow maker, man. That's
I know. I had one.
dangerous.
I had one, and then I had one that was a parts bike, and I got rid of it. I was afraid I was going to get
Oh,
killed.
they're
on it.
dangerous. It's
Yeah.
like that bike that I have down in the garage, that Yamaha Banshee. It's like, wow.
Yeah, that thing is, man.
Sure, that gets its name. Banshee. Wow.
Thing's fast.
Oh, my God. It hits that power band. It just flies out.
What year is that? Is that Banshee?
98.
Yeah.
That's old.
That was remember the three-wheelers? They had to outlaw those because people kept running over their foot.
Yeah, they put their foot down and run over. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd yank you right off the seat.
Yeah. Oh, I got running boards on mine and stuff. You
Yeah,
can't stand up.
yeah,
on.
they outlawed those. I mean, if you have one, you can still let you sell them. But yeah, Homer Hancock's the guy. He says, "Hey, you didn't even wish all the vets happy Veterans Day. I'm a retired Navy. Kind of ruffles my feathers." Yeah, sorry about that, man. Yeah, we appreciate your service, and thanks for keeping us free. And Paolo Vincent, did you guys see that the liberal women, are shaving their heads? Yeah, who was it shaved their head on The View? Somebody. Oh no, it was. Who the hell was it? Somebody shaved their head recently. I can't remember who it was, but yeah, they are doing that. Then
Sinead O'Connor, yeah, she died. She was the
she
first
did.
one to shave her head, wasn't she?
Well, these are the liberals just for a statement because Trump won.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And the last comment here, Rich Johnson, 46 comments, which they ended up being 106 comments, and not one from Kimmy. I'm going to go buy a Powerball ticket. Well, right after that, Rich, Kimmy started breaking loose, man, in the comments. She's got about 50 of them in there. So you spoke too soon. But yeah, so that's all the comments and questions.
Oh,
And
cool.
it's hump day, right, Craig? Hump day.
Yeah, hump day, yeah.
Yeah, so you guys are almost there, man. You just don't go to work Friday. You might have to work Saturday. So
Yeah,
call
and
in sick Friday.
yeah, make it a long weekend this weekend and start drinking tomorrow.
There you go.
Start drinking on.
Exactly.
You want a long weekend? Start drinking on Thursdays. Oh well.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's been another edition of the Stoned Roadie Show, and happy trails to you until we meet again. And see you later, alligator at the wild crocodile. And we're just gonna call that a wrap, and we're out of here. Cut.